In this video, Turn 1 Monza. Yes, I get spun around. Of course I do. And look at this. Someone takes out somebody else. But why? Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video where we're doing Beat the Meta in the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final. Now we'll talk about how this car was chosen very soon, but if you are going to like this video, do give it a like. I suspect you are going to like this video. And do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. We do Beat the Meta, we do guides, we do all sorts on this channel, including special events as well. As we head in towards Turn 1 Monza, obviously this corner known for its carnage. And if you saw last week's Beat the Meta, where we tried it in the Subaru WRX, it was indeed. However, we go around the outside here on this corner, and we actually get a couple of positions there. And in fact, this Lancer, really good at accelerating. We get another one as well over the Porsche. So up ahead then, we've got a big gaggle of cars going into the second chicane then. What can we do here? I'm all dressed up for the occasion in my pink shirt once again. A bit weird that I've done that twice in a row, but I do have a few of them. As we go to... Oh, hello, somebody's off towards the right-hand side. Not sure what's going on there. We give the GT-R a slight tap there. Someone's come back on up ahead. It's all kicking off in this race then as we head down into Lesmo 1 for the first... Oh, we got a bit deep there. That's completely on us. I'm going to let that GT-R go then. And that's what I was trying to do there by lifting off a little bit. That's completely on me, that one. I just went a little bit too deep into the corner. Obviously, the first race in Beat the Meta is a last to first challenge. If you're wondering what Beat the Meta is, I will put a full description of essentially what this video series is all about. But essentially, we pick the worst cars, or not exactly the strongest cars is probably the best terminology. So the non-strong car is what I pick, and I race against the strong car, which this week is the Nissan GT-R. Also, the BMW M6 was up there. I actually was going to do the BMW M6 Sprint model. And then I jumped on, about to enter, and I realised that it's up in the top 10. So I decided against it and went for the Evo. Now GT-R behind me, looking around the outside then into the Parabolica. That's not going to work here. What we are going to do, though, is fast forward to the end of the straight, because that's where all the action takes place, of course. That GT-R behind me looking for that route down the inside, backside of it a little bit here. As we go into here, then I'm looking to try and scare the German up ahead then in towards the chicane we go. We do get it stopped nicely then in towards the left. Going to try and beat it out of here, try and get a run. No, not quite there as we continue on out of here then. So can we get the run towards second chicane? And you are seeing here the acceleration in this car. It is, well, it's powerful is what it is. It really does pull in that mid-range. As you see there, we've actually gone way past the GT-R as we head in towards the second chicane. We've got the position. We go a bit deep there into the braking zone. I was a bit worried that I would get rear-ended, but nope. All fair dues from the German there as we continue on through those Lesmos and then continue on here with a bit more fast-forwarded. Then as we go into Ascari, hard on the brakes, got a penalty up ahead for somebody else, hence we should get another position there. Oh, the Brit there gets it all sorts wrong. Hush your gums. Well, unfortunately, they have got it all wrong. Get Ascari, we gain a position as we go to lap number 3 there. Mr. Gatekeeper, who had that 0.5 penalty then, is up ahead. We're going to look down the inside of the Lexus driver as we head in towards the braking zone once again here in turn 1. The Lexus tries to outbrake me in there. Did they get it stopped? They do indeed. Oh no, it's just been tapped from the rear and again and spun round. Yeah, that's not frustrating at all. Thanks, mates. Thanks, guys. Glad everybody is aware there, but unfortunately, we did get spun round. 2 people there still trying to decide what to do there, but Interceptor and Husher comes there. Laying at the back. Then up ahead, the McLaren goes off then. Going to get reset in the middle of the chicane. Great job with that respawn, that's for sure. That's the worst place it could respawn. Thankfully, there's ghosting as we continue on out of here then. So we're back up into P10 in this race. We've been up and down this grid already in race number 1 then. But we are seeing this car, at accelerating at least, is very, very, very competitive. So you never know what can happen here then. Hard on the brakes into second chicane. They sort themselves out up ahead here, does the Italian and German. As we continue on through there, that's a lot of curb, that Tidge. And in fact, it's too much curb as we get a 0.5 second penalty. So what we're going to do there is we're going to back out of this. I don't really want to fight them for position because they're having their own little fight. So what I'm actually going to do is just stay behind them now and just take that penalty, because it's not really going to achieve anything by me going for the move. And I think they could have a better race if they actually raced each other here. So I'm actually going to give a bit of a bump draft as well. And then we'll fast forward a little bit here as we head towards the top of Ascari. The Italian did go defensive. I assume they weren't sure what I was going to do, but the bump drafting should have told them enough that I wasn't going to go for the move. As we continue on through here then. And oh, big wiggle, big catch as well as we do catch it then. And we're going to take that penalty. McLaren goes on by, who got reset earlier on. And we finish the race in P10 after all is said and done. Wow, what a first race that was. That was a big old race. And, you know, these are sprint races. Monza last time was 10 laps, less carnage. 5 laps now. It's a full-on sprint race. It's full-on carnage. And we jump to race number 2 where we set a quality time straight away into the 48, mid 48 there in this Lancer. We have to reset the wheel there, if you notice, the pause, because that wheel bug is getting worse and worse, I feel. It keeps coming back more and more and more as we head in towards turn 1 then. Around the outside, the French driver goes. My word, that is a launch and a half around the outside. Well, I'm on the exit then. I'm right behind the GTR here of RL250, and I am going to give them a bit of bump drafting then to try and get away from the Supra. And of course, my car is absolutely sublime at accelerating. So I managed to bump draft them all the way through, and I managed to keep that position, thankfully. Happy days indeed as we head into the second chicane. Then GTR brakes later than me. Do they get it stopped? Oh, they do. They got a bit deep into the chicane, but they make it work there. Well played, RL250. You did say hello in the lobby as well, so hello to you. And also hello to Mark up ahead then. So Mark is bump drafting RL250 at the moment. You see here, I've got a big old run on Mark, so I'm going to send it down the inside. But let's have a look at it from Mark's perspective then as we go in towards first chicane. You can see there, I'm going down the inside then as we head in towards turn number 1 then. And I do get it stopped. Mark backs out of hitting me there, so well played to Mark. Not doing what somebody did in the previous lobby as we jump back on board myself then, racing RL250 towards the second chicane then. Can I get it done? Can I get up another position? Can I head towards the podium? That is the question then as I look down the inside of the GTR. But this is where the Lancer starts to struggle. That 6th gear does seem a bit slow in this car. We'll see how it does in the car profiles because, of course, that's what comes up next. Now, with Beat the Meta, I don't always win this, so I am fighting hard here at the moment in this second race as we go into the Parabolica there. Mark taking avoiding action. Brilliant sportsmanship from KCR Mark behind them. As we continue on out of here, we've got a good old run on RL250, and can we get past is the question. We're going for a bit of bump drafting first of all then. I'm looking to, oh, hello, what's that guy doing? Spinning on the middle of the straight. We'll look at what's happened there in a second. Bump draft from Mark then. Get a good run on the GTR as we head towards turn number 1, the chicane here. Can we outbrake them? Oh, we're already ahead of them, to be fair then. Hard on the brakes. Do we get it stopped? Just there. And is Mark followed me through? Well played. Good strategy there, Mark. Followed me through then. Let's actually have a look at what happened here then. So we're on Sebi then as we head towards the Parabolica. Portuguese driver on the inside here. The racing clean. Looks all fairly normal then as we go into the Parabolica. Slight tap between the two. That's just a racing incident, to be honest with you. Just a slight rub there from the Portuguese driver. Nothing major there. That's all just fine, in my opinion. Sebi turns into the Portuguese driver. The Portuguese driver not happy then and turns back into the French driver. And then the French driver gets spun out. That's definitely on Sebi, I would say. You did turn into them on the straight, for I'm not sure what reason. I would say in the incidents in the Parabolica were not actually the Portuguese driver's fault. Yes, there was a slight bit of contact, but they were racing contact and there was room left there. Right, we jump back into the race and we're fighting for the lead here, which is unusual for us in race number 2. But hey, we'll give it a go and we're going to see what's faster, an Evo or a Supra. That is the question then. So we're going to continue around the Curva Grande here and head towards the second chicane. And that Supra starting to pull away then. You've seen the speed of that Supra, why it was so strong last week. I'm not sure why it's a little less strong here this week. So that Supra decides to spin out and get reset there. They disappeared. I've activated a hack. But, yeah, I think it's the grip level, to be honest with you, which is why the Supra is struggling a bit more then. We head towards the line then. P2 in the end. Fastest lap as well in that race. So we're starting to pick up a bit of pace here. It's definitely looking possible in this Lancer. We'll see what we can do. And C is what we did, because we did a fair few races on a lunch break. And we are now on race number 6. Yes, race number 6. Different day. I'm in my GT shirt this time from my World events, or World Tour events that I did, of course. As we've got Ali Holmes up ahead. If you enjoyed this video, as always, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, stay in touch with all latest content as we look down the inside of Ali Holmes. Not going to work here as we head in towards turn 1. No one rear ends us either, so that's always good stuff as we continue on out of here then. And we've got a good old run on the GTR. We know how fast this car is now at accelerating in terms of versus other cars out of that first chicane. And here we go. Look at that pull that we get here. And Ali Holmes goes defensive. We go towards that inside line. Let's jump on board the GTR then. And I've chosen a different colour now for the Evo as we head in towards the braking zone. Hard on the brakes. In we go. Oh, side by side. Very hard to do in the chicane. We make it work though. Brilliant racing with Ali Holmes. We both give each other enough space there. Carhal takes full advantage of that then as we head in towards this right-hander. Somebody else taking advantage there. And the Italian further behind trying to follow Carhal through. Looks like it's worked indeed. So unfortunately, Ali Holmes drops to P4. Oh no, somebody else looking down the inside there. Jolstad P4, going to be P5, going to be P6 after all said and done. That's unfortunate then as we go into lap number 2. I'm leading the way here. Can I win? Beat the meta? That is the question. Heading towards turn number 1. I started to panic a little bit because you look at that rearview mirror. That's a GTR coming very quickly. Slams into me, sends me off. I was worried for a reset. Fortunately, the game doesn't reset me. I returned to track D, just enough space on the outside for Carhal, but I was in the lead. I'd broken away, and I've just been punted. So they do say sorry. They can just see a slight bit of the bubble there of somebody else talking, but they do say sorry. A bit frustrated on my side, and I was frustrated at this moment in time, but not all over here then as we head towards second chicane. I'm looking down the inside. I want to get this done and dusty very quickly indeed, but Kyle brakes beautifully then into us here. I get a slight tap from behind, which is going to just push me over a little bit there. Very frustrating indeed. 1 second penalty for Kyle, 0.5 for me though. So can I get the position? That is the question. But again, that's frustrating from a contact from somebody else then. So we take that half-second penalty. We go back into the lead. What's it like further back? They've been fighting for days behind me then, and it looks like we are breaking away here. Half a second on the GTRs. We go into the Parabolica. We have lap 3, 4, and 5. That's 3 laps. I'm counting it on my fingers, folks, as we go into lap number 4. 2 laps to go then. As we go into here, we have broken away. Rory's joined the fray behind us then. We get a huge bit of oversteer then on exit. We were second ahead. Now no longer the case, and Rory is there to look to beat the meta away from me here. I see what you're doing here, Rory. I do. Rory's looking down the inside there, backside of it. We know what Rory's going to try here, don't we? We're going to go for the slipstream. I'm sure Rory's going to do that as we leave that corner. I'm going to stay towards the inside then. I want to defend the inside line as much as I can here as we start the final lap. Then Rory's coming here in that bounty machine. I love bounties, by the way. As the bounty machine goes through then of Rory, then we're going to go hard on the brakes here. That Supra is clean on by here. I'm just keeping my nose there. Rory gives me plenty of space. Definitely could have defended that on the inside and maybe saved it, but gets position on the exit. Now it's going to be the Evo versus Supra once again. It's round number 2. Here we go with the fight then. We're on the inside versus Rory as we go through the right-hander then. We've got the pull so far, but we saw last time with the Supra, it starts to come back at me here then. Look at this. Rory going for that inside line, hard on the brakes. We just outbrake Rory a little bit here. We come across. We defend the position just. Beautiful racing with Rory. Do check out, here he is on YouTube, Rory Alexander, of course, as we continue on towards Lesmo 1. Can we defend this? That is the question. We're going to look to try and break away as quick as we can, and that's exactly what we do. Let's jump to some live reaction then. That was a good race. I enjoyed that one. Apart from the absolute carnage that ensued there. There we go. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, to be honest. I was a bit frustrated with the, the mistake of the GTR, of course, because I was in the lead. Could have been a nice, easy race, but it wasn't the case. But I have done beat the meta in the Lancer Evo. So, folks, this is where we're at then in terms of beat the meta. So, these are all our first places. Not too bad. They're the cars we have done it. So, obviously, we're not going to do the beat the meta again in these cars. Just keep that in mind when we do this. So, once we've done beat the meta once, we'll go on to some of the other cars that we haven't done. How do you vote for these other cars? Well, when you start seeing the positions where they're not first place, you can write the name and manufacturer of the car in the comments. When you get a love heart on that comment, I have therefore counted your vote and it will be added to the voting list, if that makes any sense at all. There is P11 to P20. They're all done as well. We've got some interesting ones in there. We've got the Hyundai Genesis. You might want to check out that. Beat the meta. That's obviously in the playlist in the description. We go to the top 30. Yes, we've done 30 Group 3 cars now. That is quite an achievement, I would say. You see the Lancer Evo there with 19 votes then. So that was the joint second on votes. And you'll see why in just a second, as we're going to jump to P31 to P40 then. There we go. And then we've got, yes, the Beetles, the last one. 31 cars completed. We've got a load of seconds there that you can see. And then the Silhouette is 34 on votes. I did try it. Wasn't going to work out. The Sprint Model was joint P2. As I said, I was going to pick that, but then I noticed it was strong. So we've gone with the Evo instead. Now, if you want to see a different car in terms of the votes, you can see them down here. We've got the M3. That's quite far up here. The Beetle down... not the Beetle, sorry. It's the Ruthless Boy down at the bottom there in P48. The cars we've got second with, you may see them in other Beat the Metas where I've managed to get some time to do them. Alternatively, you may see a live stream with them as well. They're not going to have their own dedicated video going forward. Unless it's a cracking video, then we may do that as well. If you enjoyed this video, as always, folks, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support you do give. And we are on a journey to 50k. We are very close to 46k right now. And honestly, I really do appreciate that support. The 50k special should be good fun. As always, I am partnered with GT Amiga and Fanatec. You can check out those in the description. I can't speak. Two videos there to check out, including last week's Beat the Meta. But that's going to be it for me, folks. Big thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video live stream again very soon.